Welcome to another part of the UlnoIoT tutorial. And so I want you to remember that the last time we kind of set up in a very interactive way a communication between these two devices. And today, instead of always typing this in and logging into the devices, we want to automate this. So for this, we have to plug the device into the Pi or to a power source, and then log into it. Make sure I power both of the devices. One is connected to my computer and one is connected to the Pi. And then we should be able to log into the two devices out our configuration folder. So let's go to our configuration folder. This is, in my case, IoT system ULno. And here we have the two node folders. So let's first check out node 1. We can open a console, and then we should actually be connected to the node 1. So, and to figure out which node this was, if we should have forgot this, we can actually say, we can just blink the light as we learned it. And I see now, okay, this is actually my node 1 here, which I have on my desktop. And I've connected the button to the other node, which is currently connected to the USB port of the Pi. So this will be my computer, which allows me to switch the LED. So in node 1, I have now the node which I want to switch with the LED, and I don't want to type in everything all the time. So I leave this here, go into the Midnight Commander, and now I go to the copy folder, and there is an autostart.py file in there. The only line which is activated is this one here. Everything else is examples. So what we actually need, the command we executed at the command line, we have to put in here. So we want to actually have an LED, which we call blue, and which is connected to the onboard LED and takes an off and an on command to switch. And then in the end, we have to automatically run this. So these are the only two lines you have to edit to this. So all this stuff you can currently ignore. So the only thing you need to have in this file are these 3 lines here. I should probably format that nice. Okay, and then you can save this, and you can use the user menu to actually deploy this to the node. You can also just type deploy. It copies the autostart.py file. And this should be done now. So if we now log in via console, we should actually see that our the resetting might take a little longer. So let's try again to connect. Yeah, now there we are. And you see it's actually running now and publishing stuff. So now we have to do the same thing for the other device. Also here, let's move all the stuff we don't need. And we just have now to create the button device here. So remember that was connected to D3, might be different for you. And also here, we need this. And then we just run that. And so we can deploy that. Just copying it to the other node. with console, we can go in there. And again, you have to be a little bit more patient. Let's try console again. There we go. And it should publish now every 5 seconds a status result. No. So something went wrong here. I can check what is in the autostart file. So this one is actually connected locally, so we can also then do a control serial. So this is a trick. If something doesn't go right, you can actually watch what is actually happening during the reboot. So let's look at the reboot. These kind of weird characters are correct because there's a mismatch in the baud rate and the way the communication is, but now it should start connecting soon to the Wi-Fi. Now there we're actually going. So if you see such an error here, that actually here with the string object has no attribute in it, that hints at that we kind of use the device command wrong. So we might have just put something wrong in there, and now we check it. And no, that doesn't look good. So let's kind of check in another window, uhelp of the contact or button. And there you see, the second thing has to be a name. So let's just add this. So we forgot actually to give the name here. And let's say call this B1. So, and again, we just say deploy. If we want, we can watch how this device boots, because this one is connected to the Pi, and there you see it's already trying to connect to the internet, and now the button stuff seems to work. So if I press now on the button, you see the reaction actually coming up. And the same if I use the normal network console. If I now press the button, you see the reports instantaneously. So this is the description how you create an autostart file for UlnoIoT. So sometimes things go even wrong even if the automatic run works, and you can then actually just press Ctrl+C while you are in the console and see, and then it aborts. Then nothing runs anymore. However, you can then check with devices which devices are actually defined, and you can work on them with evaluate to see if some other mistakes are occurring. So here I can, for example, get the updated value, which is true if the button is not pressed, and if I press the button, then you see it is false. And do it again, I release the button, it's true again. So if something didn't work well, you would be able to see mistakes here. So if you are done with this, you can restart the whole program with one again. And then if you use control closing square bracket, you are out, and things should now work, even if things are not connected to the Pi. So you just need now to connect the device to any USB power source, and you should be able to remote manage the device, or even just use it as you defined it in the autostart file. So now we have a couple of devices always ready, and we can continue doing the networking stuff between the devices. See you soon in the next tutorial. Thanks for listening.